This rainy season, we're going to heat your stomachs up with a new episode from behind the entirely amazing taste. We'll be featuring this new diner that offers authentic Southwestern dishes, brisket, ribs, and more. It's a treat you surely don't want to miss, so watch out as we go and invade this authentic American restaurant known as the Bbq Shack. Bbq Shack is the only authentic American barbecue place in Iloilo City. If you pass by Rizal Street, Haro, Iloilo most of the time, then you will surely recognize a new diner that has been added to the strip of food chains near the plaza. It's easily accessible for students, workers, or just the casual diner, and you won't be able to miss it. And now together with us is one of the owners of Bbq Shack. We have Chef Dom.
Hi
Chef.
Mark, how's it going?
Nice. Alright. So Chef Dom, how did Bbq Shack start?
Well, Bbq Shack started with the combined efforts of our founding group members, but it was actually from my own experiences when I was working in and around the US for around 3 years. I came back here, then I found that there wasn't really any American barbecue, like actual smoked meats or anything like that. Because in the US, they would actually smoke, instead of grilling it directly on coals, they would smoke like huge slabs of meat for over like 12 to 15 hours. And when I came back here, there wasn't, they said they served like American barbecue, but actually it was just like grilled meats. So we wanted to like bring the actual American experience back here. So we decided to open up a restaurant here in Iloilo around January of just this year. And by February 19, we were already open and in business.
So back in the US, you were working as a chef in a restaurant also?
Yeah, so I was there for like 2 years as a student. While I was studying, I was already cooking as well in restaurants. Then after 2 years, I transferred states, then I worked in a restaurant full-time.
I see. So going back to Bbq Shack, why Bbq Shack?
Well, when we were thinking of the name Bbq Shack, we wanted a name that kind of displayed a home, a house where when people would come in, they would feel comfortable. So we chose the word shack because it means simple dwelling. So we wanted the place to be unassuming, very comfortable, and we wanted everybody to feel welcome when they came in.
So Chef Dom, what are your different specialties here?
So actually everything's a specialty because all our meats are smoked and nobody does it. As of now, I don't know anybody else that does it in the Philippines. But our best sellers are actually our USDA beef brisket, which comes from the US, and our St. Louis ribs, which is a thicker cut of meat with less bone, so you get more out of what you pay for. That, as well as our sides, which is our best seller side, is actually our mac and cheese.
Alright, so what makes Bbq Shack different from other restaurants here in Iloilo?
Well, let's put it this way. When we set up a restaurant, we just didn't want to just serve food. We wanted to be something more than just a restaurant. So we engage right now in community responsibility and social responsibility. By that, what we're trying to do is we support actually different charity organizations. One of the charities that we do support is the One Meal Program, which seeks to better the situations of public schools in Iloilo. And that's when we actually opened, a portion of our sales actually went towards the One Meal Program. And aside from that, we also practice sustainability. If you notice, like all our materials, like we have corrugated walls, wood, and then our chairs are made out of actually recycled materials. So as much as possible, all our materials in the restaurant is recyclable, and we try to use recycled materials as well when we build our own restaurant. So it's not just about food.
Okay, I'm now here with Kay, Eileen, Mia, and Jenny, and we're gonna talk about Bbq Shack. So, okay, how many times have you been here?
A couple of times.
A couple of times. So you're coming back for the what?
The meatloaf.
The meatloaf. Is it your favorite?
Most definitely.
The beef brisket. Same with Jenny, beef brisket.
So why is it your favorite?
I like it because it's juicy and I love how it tastes in my mouth.
Because it's tasty and it's smoked to perfection.
What can you say about the barbecue sauce?
It goes well with the beef brisket. So it's definitely a must try and we are surely coming back here.
When we come back, Chef Dom will show us what real American barbecue is all about. So stay tuned. behind the entirely amazing taste. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Behind the EAT, and we're at the Bbq Shack here at Haro, Iloilo, where Chef Dom is going to cook for us some of their specialties. So Chef, what are we making today?
So let's start off with our mac and cheese. It's one of our specialties here. To start off, these are our ingredients. This is our 100% whole wheat durum pasta. Then we have our butter. We don't use any margarine here, a real butter. Then we have our base vegetables. We have our onions, garlic. Then we go on to our seasonings. We have our smoked chili powder, which we smoke in-house. Then our achweta powder, salt, pepper. Then we have our all-purpose flour. Then we're all gonna thicken that up with our whole cream milk, all-purpose cream, and our cheddar cheese. So first up, let's have our water boiling. It's already boiling. Then we'll season it with our salt. So for every 2.5 gallons of water, you want to add like 100 grams of salt. So that's measured out for you. So that's done. Set that aside. And then we'll wait that to come back to a boil again. Okay. Then you want to add your pasta. This is going to cook for like 8 minutes. You want to add it into the strainer. Then drop the strainer. Nice. And that's just going to go for like 8 minutes. So while we do that, let's prepare our sauce. Okay, so let's start making our sauce. So here, let's have our induction burner going. Start off with our butter. Just want to melt that off. You don't want to burn it or anything. This is unsalted butter. We want to kind of control our salt. We add our onions. We do about 150 grams of onions. Then we cook that till it's like opaque or transparent. The reason we don't add our garlic first is that we don't want our garlic to burn, because garlic cooks really, really fast. And onions take a lot slower. And you want to sweat down the onions really well so that all that sugar comes out. To help that along, season along the way, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. You can almost smell that sweetness coming out from the onions. So it's almost there. So like you can smell like the sugar starting to caramelize. That's when we add our garlic. So we have about 50 grams of garlic right here. We do a lot of garlic because we know like Ilonggos and Filipinos in general like their garlic. And then to that, we're going to spice things up a bit with our smoked chili peppers. We have chili peppers that we buy and we smoke in-house in our custom-made smoker. You can substitute it for cayenne or just regular chilies. Next thing we do is we add our flour. We do about the same amount of butter. We're making a roux. So that's about 75 grams of all-purpose flour. Then to add a little bit of color, we add some achiote powder or achwete powder. Because, I don't know, people somehow here like their mac and cheese like neon yellow. So basically our mac and cheese sauce is a bechamel sauce. Bechamel sauce is it's a sauce thickened with roux, and our liquid is going to be our milk. So we add that there. So this has come back to a boil. We're gonna add our cream. This is about 125 mils of all-purpose cream. Whisk that in.
Normally, Chef, you open around what time?
We usually open around every day around 11 o'clock. Then we close at 10 every day. We're open 7 days a week now, from Monday to Sunday. Then on weekends, you can also catch our Blue Plate specials. So our mac and cheese sauce won't be complete without our cheese. So we do cheddar cheese. Use a lot of cheese because you want that cheese flavor to come out. So our busiest days are actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but Sunday is our busiest because like it's family day and everybody wants to eat out. They come over here.
From lunchtime to dinner time?
Our rush hours on lunchtime are from around 12 to 1. Then dinner time is around 7 until 9. So that's our sauce. We'll set that aside. Okay, so you want to add the pasta we had cooking for 8 minutes into the pan right here. So our pan is hot. To that you want to add our mac and cheese sauce, about 2 ladles. This is about good. Put that in there. One more ladle. You just want enough just to coat the pasta, not to like drown it in sauce. Okay, that's good. I just want to mix that around. Let it mix. And there you go, our mac and cheese. Let's plate it up. So here at Bbq Shack, we want to use like our red baskets because we want our food to shine and we don't do any frou-frou. And use as garnishing like parsley like that because we want our food to shine as much. So here's our mac and cheese. Serve that out later together with the rest of it.
And here it is, Bbq Shack's mac and cheese. In a short while, we will have ourselves some smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf. So stick around. Behind the EAT, we'll return. Hi guys, I'm with Randy right here and we're gonna talk about a little bit about Bbq Shack. So Randy, how often have you eaten here at Bbq Shack?
It's really just my second time since I'm not from here.
So you're from
Manila.
Manila. So every time you visit Iloilo, you came by here at Bbq Shack.
That's the plan.
Alright, so what's your favorite here at Bbq Shack?
The beef brisket. Really good. It's hard to let go.
Alright, there you have it guys. So Randy from Manila.
Okay, next is one of our blue plate specials, which we have here at the Bbq Shack every weekend. We're gonna do some onions, some garlic, again, some of our smoked chili flakes, our homemade chili paste, some molasses, our secret spice rub actually, which contains like 8 different spices and salts and sugars. Then we have some bread that's been soaked in milk. And the only binder for it is our 2 eggs. We don't add any flour or cornstarch. Here we have our ground up brisket. And that we're gonna wrap around our homemade smoked bacon. Right now we're using guanciale, which is a smoked jowl bacon, available here at Bbq Shack. Add a bit of oil, just a touch. Add our onions. So we wanna saute that, caramelize the onions. Oh, and a little note, like the meat we use here is 100% beef. It's the same meat that we use in our beef brisket as well.
Chef, you mentioned a while ago about a blue plate special. What's a blue plate special?
Yeah, so a blue plate special is actually our term of saying we have a special for the day, which is only available for that day only. The term was coined actually in the States around the 1920s and 1950s when restaurants would serve food out of blue plates with like special divisions. And they'd have specials for that day. And that's why they call it the blue plate special. And then although now that nobody else serves in actual blue plates, they just call specials of that day blue plate special. So for Bbq Shack, right now we're launching our different blue plate specials every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So last week we had our smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf. This weekend we're gonna do southern fried chicken. So we actually have 4 in the lineup. So we have the southern fried chicken, we have our smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf, then we have our all meat chili, no beans, no fillers, no nothing, it's just all meaty goodness. Then our last, which we're going to push out at the end of this month, is going to be our chicken pot pie. Then hopefully we can transition that in serving those 4 different kinds on different days of the week rather than just every weekend. So there we go, it's starting to caramelize. You see that browning, the Maillard reaction is happening right now. Then we're going to add our garlic. Then we're going to add our smoked chili peppers. Then we're just going to saute it long enough for the garlic to cook. through. So you can start to smell the garlic like starting to sweeten up. Stop right there. So here we have our onion mixture. Then right below that we have a bowl with ice and water. It's called an ice bath. We're going to use that to cool this whole thing down because you don't want to add it to the meat while it's still hot. So while that's cooling down, we're going to mix the rest of the stuff with our meat. Okay, so here we have our ground beef. This is our USDA brisket that we grind up. To that we're going to add some bread that we've soaked in milk overnight. Then to that we're going to have our homemade chili paste. Give a little bit of a kick to the whole dish. Then we have some molasses for sweetness. Then we're going to season with some salt. More pepper. Then here we have our barbecue rub, Bbq Shack meat rub. It's a mixture of different spices and salts and peppers. Mix that in. And we'll mix that in. So now it's time to get down and dirty. Just go in there and just mix it all up. Now to bind this all together, we're gonna put in 2 eggs and just mix it all up. So here we have our in-house smoked bacon that we're gonna wrap around our meatloaf. So here we go. This is our bacon wrapped meatloaf. We're gonna set this overnight in the ref to like stiffen up, so when it goes in the smoker, it's one big solid log. Okay, Mark. So here is our custom-built smoker. We had this custom made to our specifications. We actually took like 3 months perfecting this thing. If you see here, we have our temperature gauge. Our smoker never goes above 225. That's to keep the meats moist. And the smoke comes in through the back, smokes all the meats at a low temperature for over 12 to 15 hours. So let's open it up. So here are different meats. As you can see, here we have our meatloaf already made. This has been smoking for over 8 hours actually, right there. Then
It needs to be smoked around 12 hours.
For the meatloaf, it's a smaller cut of meat, so 7 to 8 hours does it. Because we want to reach a temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when all food is considered safely cooked. So we put that in. That goes for another 8 hours. Close it up. There we go. This is our smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf. If you can see, you can't see the bacon. That's because we keep basting it constantly throughout the night when we cook it with our homemade sauce. So for each serving, we do about 2 slices. That's about 150 grams. So here we go. That's our meatloaf meal.
Here we have it, Bbq Shack's smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf. And the aroma is just making me hungry. But we're not done yet because we'll be having the ultimate authentic American brisket and ribs when we return. You're watching Behind the Entirely Amazing Taste, and so far, we already have our mac and cheese, our smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf, and now, we'll be having Bbq Shack's all-time favorite, their brisket and ribs. So, Chef Dom, how do we do this?
Okay, Mark, so let me show you our main products. Here we go. So here we have our brisket. This is from the US. It's USDA. Then here we have, it's just local. We do, because our pork here in the Philippines is really good. This is our ribs. It's kind of thick if you notice, because we want to give our customers more meat. So what we do is actually just a simple preparation for these things. So we're gonna start off with the brisket. Here we have pineapple juice. So pineapple juice has an acid in it that breaks down meat as it cooks. So we just inject it. And then we have our meat rub right here. It's a mixture of salt, sugar, and different kinds of spices.
So this is one of the secret ingredients.
Yeah, one of the secrets of Bbq Shack. We actually have a lot. So we do this all around. That's good. And then that goes in our smoker for up to 12 to 15 hours. We smoke it overnight. Then while it's smoking, we base it with our Bbq Shack barbecue sauce, which we also sell in-house. So this thing is a mixture of tomatoes, vinegar, molasses, and mustard, and again our secret concoction of spices. So this is gonna go in our smoker for overnight. Take this out. Okay, so in anticipation for you guys, we already had some pre-made. So this bad boy right here has been going on for 15 hours. This ribs right here has been going on for like 10 to 12 hours. So let's slice into this. So if you'll see, like it's red around the corners, that's the smoke ring that we keep talking to our customers about. That's the actual smoke penetrating the meat and giving flavor. We use a special kind of wood here at Bbq Shack to give a special flavor to our meats. It's another one of our secrets here. Right there, we'll give you the center cut. So it's like, it's really tender. My knife barely has to do any work. So that's our brisket. Right there. Now for our ribs. These are our ribs. If you can see, it's thicker than usual. Like this is a good like 4 inches right there, which is hard to find here in the Philippines. And our ribs are pretty thick. This right here is about, that's a middle cut. That's about like a good 2 to 3 inches right there, which is thicker than usual.
And we're done. Now we have all these three: the mac and cheese, the smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf, the St. Louis ribs, and of course the USDA beef brisket. So first is the mac and cheese. The mac and cheese is not the usual mac and cheese that you can taste around here in Iloilo. It's a little bit spicy, and of course you can taste the cheese and all those ingredients we cooked a while ago, the garlic. This is indeed a favorite side dish here in Bbq Shack. By the way guys, the reason why the mac and cheese is spicy because of the in-house smoked chili peppers. Cheesy and spicy. Great combination. We're tasting the smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf. Okay.
Oh, and Mark, it also comes with our spicy barbecue rice. It's also got the same smoked chili peppers that we have, as well as a little bit more smokiness from because we smoke our oil, which we use to fry the rice. And also our meals come with our banh mi slaw. So it's a mixture of green papaya, carrots, and daikon that we marinate in nuoc cham. It's a Vietnamese dipping sauce. So it kind of cuts all the richness and the spices while you eat the dish.
You can taste the smoke taste. Of
Yeah.
course, you just smoke for around 8 hours.
Yeah, it's smoked for around 8 hours because it's a lot smaller than our brisket.
By the way, the barbecue sauce is the bomb here at Bbq Shack.
Yeah. We take our time with it. We put in a lot of love, and we took our time researching and developing our sauce.
It's very tasty.
Yeah.
And it's for sale, guys.
Yeah. So we have these for sale here in Bbq Shack. We bottle them every week, so it's fresh. Then aside from that, we also have again our specialty meats that we sell in house. We have our bacon, we have our guanciale, we have our jowl bacon. We also have sausages and some sausages that are Cajun specialties like boudin sausages, as well as some the usual chorizo, which is more Spanish in origin.
And also, just to add up, the meatloaf is wrapped in bacon.
Yeah. So for this one we use our jowl bacon, which we just introduced last week.
Alright. So the smoked bacon wrapped meatloaf. Yeah, it's another time sauce. Next, we're going to try the St. Louis ribs.
Tender, huh? Tender. That's from the 12 hours of smoking. And
When you smoke meat, it becomes tender.
the meat, the longer you cook it, the more tender it becomes. And to stop it from drying out, because it takes a long time to cook, we only cook at a really, really low temperature. That way all the juices stay inside the meat rather than like it going all out.
All the juices are coming up already.
Yeah. And all our meats are cooked to a precise temperature of between 160 to 170 degrees. That way it's cooked all the way through, and there's no raw meat inside. And actually the pink color is from the smoke, because like a lot of people ask, oh, it's pink, so it might be raw. But actually it's all cooked through, and the pink color comes just from the smoke that we use.
Except for it's very tender, it's very juicy. And of course, all the secret ingredients, the meat.
The meat, the spices, and our technique.
What do you call it? The one with the 8 spices?
It's our meat rub. It's called the Bbq Shack meat rub.
So whatever that barbecue rub or that meat rub has in it, it's really delicious. And lastly, we're going to try out the USDA beef brisket. I can taste the beef flavor, nothing else.
Yeah.
Including all the spices.
We're proud of our beef because we source it all the way from the States, and it's like really good meat.
Very tender, very delicious. I can say this might be one of my favorite here at Bbq Shack.
As well as everybody else.
As well as everybody else.
So these are our shack fries. They're basically French fries that we hand cut and fry in house. Then they come in 4 different flavors. The one you have here right now is our chili. It's all meat, no fillers, no beans, so it's all the meaty goodness on top of fries. Then it also comes in nacho cheese barbecue, which is our barbecue meat rub again, and salted caramel, which is a little bit different for the Philippines, but it's something new and it's really good. Like, it's one of my favorites, the salted caramel. Yeah. It's not actually fries, it's more wedges than it is fries. But for namesake, we call it the shack fries.
This is not your ordinary fries, guys. Very good. So Chef Dom, why do you invite the viewers now to come on try Bbq Shack?
Yeah, definitely. So guys, all you guys out there, all you viewers, all you fans, come on over to Bbq Shack. We're located right here at Haro Plaza. We're right across the Archbishop's Palace and right beside the Generics Pharmacy. If you want a real taste of American barbecue, come on over. And we also actually cater to special events, parties, and any other needs that you want. Just come on over, we'll take care of you right here. We'll show you a little bit of American hospitality. Thank you so much.
Bbq Shack offers quality food in which everything is made from scratch. And it's not just the food. The place is an eco-friendly environment where everything is made from recycled and recyclable materials. Bbq Shack also supports charities and non-profit organizations that fund local schools. So there you have it. This was surely a fresh new experience, and I know I'll be coming back here for more of their barbecue. So that's it for today. I'm Mark, your host, and join me again next time as we explore more great food only here on Behind the Entirely Amazing Taste. See ya! Welcome back to Behind the EAT, and we are here at the Bbq Shack. Welcome back to the Bbq Shack. Short while, we'll have ourselves some of bacon, smoked bacon.